Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers writer thinks team will look for a cheaper option at wide receiver. It sounds like Pittsburgh Steelers fans may not see the move they've been hoping for at wide receiver this offseason. There has been buzz around the Steelers for more than a month about them potentially making a move for another big name to play alongside George Pickens. Much of that buzz has centered around Brandon Ayuk, but it seems that the team could be interested in something less costly than trading for the 49ers star. The Athletic's Mark Kaboly appeared on a 93.7 The Fan live video call on April 17 and revealed that he believes the Steelers will be looking to find cheaper options to address their receiver situation. I think they'll do something cheaper or at least try to. He believes that Pickens only having a couple of seasons left on his rookie contract will deter the team from paying a bunch of money for another receiver. The key is, do you want to be committed to a guy for $23, $24 million? Do you want to give him 3 years, $75 million, and a year from now have to pay George Pickens similar money? While Ayuk seems to be the only clear option if the Steelers are looking to make a big move, there are plenty of options if they're looking to go cheaper. There's Tyler Boyd, who has ties to the Pittsburgh area and has yet to find a new team in free agency. Hunter Renfrow is another notable receiver looking for a team right now. He has had a disappointing last 2 seasons, but was solid for the Raiders over the first few years of his career. He went over 1,000 yards in his 3rd season and could be a good fit for the Steelers' vacant slot role. Michael Thomas is another interesting option that could come at a discount. He once looked like he was on his way to becoming the league's best receiver. Then injuries put a stop to that. He has played just 20 games since the start of the 2020 season. Last season, he still looked like he could be a productive piece in the NFL. He made 39 catches for 448 yards in 10 games. It's nowhere close to the numbers he was producing at his best. He broke the league's single-season record for catches. However, it's still better than what the Steelers have behind Pickens. There are also some young receivers that could be trade options because of moves their teams made this offseason. John Mechie is buried on the Texans' depth chart after they traded for Stephon Diggs. Treylon Burks has fallen to the 3rd option in Tennessee just years after he was drafted in the 1st round as the team added Calvin Ridley this offseason. Burks made 33 catches for 444 yards as a rookie in 2022 and could shift back to the slot role where he succeeded in college if he joined the Steelers. The options for cheaper receivers seem to be plentiful this offseason, and making one of these moves wouldn't even necessarily require the Steelers to change their draft plans. Things aren't great for the Steelers at the wide receiver position right now. Having Pickens coming off of a season where he racked up 1,140 yards is a good place to start, but the options behind him leave a lot to be desired. None of the team's other receivers reached 250 yards last season, and none of them have reached 400 in either of the last 2 seasons. Getting a second option at receiver is definitely something the team needs to do, but it might not be their priority in the draft. They have bigger needs on their offensive line. That will likely leave them looking at the 3rd round as their time to add a receiver. They own the 84th and 98th overall picks in this year's draft. One of those picks could be used to select a receiver like Malachi Corley or Brendan Rice. They are both outside of the top tiers at the position in this draft class, but could be assets at the next level. Making one of those lower-cost moves at the position wouldn't necessarily prevent the Steelers from drafting somebody in round 3. They could acquire one of those cheaper options to be the WR2 and then use a rookie as their WR3. The options they currently have are closer to being WR3s, but still aren't great options for the role. If the Steelers decide to go with cheaper moves to address their wide receiver situation, then they might want to consider making more than one to get the job done. Terrible telltales, Steelers may be eyeing division rival cornerback. The Pittsburgh Steelers aren't the only team showing interest in Oregon center Jackson Powers Johnson, and despite some fallback on the NFL draft board, they may be competing for him near the 1st round. According to Bleacher Report's Ryan Fowler, the Steelers are one of 4 teams who have recently held top 30 pre-draft visits with Powers Johnson. They joined the Dallas Cowboys, Chicago Bears, and Carolina Panthers. Cornerback Cooper DeJean's pre-draft schedule was a bit more difficult to navigate than those of other prospective first-round picks. The former Iowa star fractured his fibula during the 2023 season, which meant that he had to delay his pro day workout until other players were visiting teams and go for medical rechecks in Indianapolis in the same window. That left time for DeJean to meet with 4 teams. Ian Rappaport of NFL Media reports that DeJean visited with the Steelers, Seahawks, Bills, and Eagles during his truncated schedule of visits. 2 years ago, the Bengals used their first-round pick on defensive back Dax Hill. Since then, he's been demoted, not working out at the safety position, forcing the team to sign Geno Stone and Von Bell. Cincinnati informed him they would look elsewhere, and now, the question is where he'll play in 2024. Ravens' Roquan Smith on ex-teammate Patrick Queen joining Steelers. It will be good to see him twice a year. In March, Patrick Queen crossed enemy lines. After 4 seasons with the Baltimore Ravens, Queen left Charm City for the rival Pittsburgh Steelers, trading purple and black for black and gold. In one swift decision, the linebacker switched sides in one of the AFC's most intense divisional rivalries, leaving behind his former teammates to reckon with their new reality. Queen's former running mate, star linebacker Roquan Smith, understands it's all part of the business of the NFL. No hard feelings, Smith says, except for when they're between the white lines. It's not weird at all. Life happens, and he's somewhere else right now, Smith said of Queen. I got to tear his picture down in the LB room. So, we have linebackers all over the wall. I need a video of me probably punching it or something like that. Or maybe I'll ask special teams coach Chris Horton if I can get out there on special on a punt play and he stays to get something on him. But I'm happy for him. I'm wishing him all the best, and it will be good to see him twice a year. He's still my guy, but when war is war, that's what it is. The battles between the Ravens and Steelers have been wars in the last 2 decades. Since the NFL realigned divisions in 2002, either Baltimore or Pittsburgh has won the AFC North 16 times. The Steelers own a slight edge with 9 division crowns to the Ravens' 7. These matchups matter every year. And as Queen adjusts to his new attire and environment, he'll also have to prepare to attempt to bottle up a new Raven with whom he never shared a locker room, running back Derrick Henry. Smith couldn't be more excited about welcoming the 2-time rushing champion to a team that features 2-time NFL MVP Lamar Jackson. If the new partnership reaches its potential, it should make the jobs of Smith and the rest of the Ravens' defense that much easier. I think that's huge. I think it's going to make us stick to what we do, Smith said of the addition of Henry. Having a guy like him anytime you need a play with him and Lamar back there, I think it's going to be crucial. I'm excited. It's going to open up a lot for everyone. Going up against the guy, I know the type of threat he posed to other defenses. So, it's going to be scary, and I'm excited to see. With the addition of Queen in 2023 and Cole Holcomb in 2022, the Steelers have rebuilt their linebacking core in little more than a year's time. They'll need all 11 defenders to bottle up Henry in what promises to be a classic, rough-and-tumble matchup in the AFC North in 2024. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation of Roquan Smith? Leave your opinion in the comments.